In this video, you're going to learn how to install Google Analytics on your WordPress website using Google Tag Manager. We'll cover how to find your Google Analytics tracking ID and the best way to install your tracking code in WordPress. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to head into the admin section of our WordPress website and we're going to add in the Google Tag Manager plugin. Now, don't worry if you haven't used Google Tag Manager before. We'll quickly step through how we can actually add our Google Analytics tag using Google Tag Manager. For the first thing that we want to do is we want to head into plugins and we're going to click on Add New. So we're going to install the Google Tag Manager plugin. So now let's find the Tag Manager plugin. Now I recommend using Duracell Tommy's plugin, so let's click on Install Now for this plugin. And now let's activate the plugin. So now we can see that the Google Tag Manager plugin has been added, it's active, and now I can actually configure the plugin. So from here I can just click on Settings. So the next thing I need is my Google Tag Manager ID. So let's head into Google Tag Manager to quickly create a new Google Tag Manager account. So now I'm going to click on Create Account and I'm going to give it a name. And click Continue. And now I enter in the URL of my website. And this container is going to be used for a website, so I click on Web and Create. So now I have the Google Tag Manager snippet. Now I don't need this whole snippet because I'm using the plugin to actually add the Google Tag Manager code onto all the pages of my website. So all I need is the GTM ID. So I can copy this ID. Alternatively, if you've already created your account, you'll find the GTM ID in the top right-hand corner. So again, you can just copy this and then paste it into the WordPress plugin. So let's now head back into WordPress. I can now plug in the ID. Now we can see there's different options inside the plugin for adding the Google Tag Manager code to all the pages of our site. The recommended option is to actually modify the template of your site. So if you're happy to do that, you can click on Custom and then paste in the custom code snippet into your WordPress template. Or if you're not comfortable modifying your code, you can go with the footer option, although this isn't really recommended because it will mean that the code is added at the end of all your pages inside WordPress. So it's not the ideal implementation, but if you need to get up and running quickly, then you can go with this option. And then you can click on Save. So now we can travel through to our WordPress website and look for the Google Tag Manager container tag. So let's head there now. So now when I view the source, I should see the container tag implemented by the plugin. So here, looking at the source code of the page, as I scroll down, I can now see I have Google Tag Manager installed. And I can then also see I have the correct ID for my instance of Google Tag Manager. So now I'll need to add the Google Analytics tag into Tag Manager. So let's head to Google Analytics to find our Google Analytics property ID. So to find my property ID, I just head into Google Analytics and you're just looking for tracking info under the correct Google Analytics property. For me, this is my WordPress property and I'm going to click on Tracking ID and then Tracking Code. So this is my tracking ID, so I'm just going to copy this and now I'm going to use this inside Google Tag Manager. So let's head into Tag Manager and I'm going to create a new tag. So I'm just going to click on Add New Tag. I'm going to name the tag. And now I click on Tag Configuration. I'm going to be using the newer Universal Analytics tag, so I click on that option. And now I simply paste in the tracking ID. So this is the ID from the property inside Google Analytics. And I'm going to do page views, and I'm just going to click on triggering, and I'm going to say all pages. So now I'm going to save this tag. So now I have my one Google Analytics tag, and this will be running across all the pages on the site where I implement Google Tag Manager, which in this case is my WordPress site. So now I just need to click on Publish. So now we can head back to our WordPress website and just make sure that the implementation is working. So if I just head back to the site, click on refresh to actually navigate to the page, and now we can actually head back into Google Analytics just to make sure everything's up and running correctly. So if I actually come into the real-time reports inside Google Analytics, so just look for real-time and then click on overview. So now we can see my page is already being tracked. So this is a great way to test your implementation really quickly to make sure you have it up and running and that your WordPress website is tracked correctly into Google Analytics. So here I access the home page so I can see /. If I head back into WordPress and I open up the sample blog post, I should have another page view. So I can just head back in, and now I can see that extra page view has just come through, and we'll see that reported in just a moment into the active pages. So there it is, page 1 is now reported into the real-time reports inside Google Analytics. So now you know you're up and running with Tag Manager inside your WordPress implementation, and of course reporting into Google Analytics. So that's how you can install Google Analytics on your WordPress website. Tell me how you're using Google Analytics with WordPress. Let me know and leave your tips in the comments below. If you thought this video was helpful, please subscribe, share it with your friends, and hit the like button so I know to make more videos like this. See you next time.